I lived in Columbus since the age of 10 or 12. I had a situation with a domestic violence, and I needed to just move at the time. I had to just go. So I basically just slept in my car. Well, I was homeless for 6 months. Someone else told me that they had a food pantry over here, so I came over here and I discussed with Isaac and a couple other workers. I had nowhere to go, and they said they had a rental assistant program that would be started up if I was to do my own legwork, find a place that they could help me. So Isaac helped me fill out my applications because I'm illiterate, walk me through everything, making sure that I signed up for Social Security, for food stamps, just trying to help me do all that. And then, like that day before I left out, he gave me a letter saying that I've been approved. I gave him my landlord's name and number, and he made a copy of all my lease and stuff. And they went from there. She called me and said, Arnett, I'll be having your key here for you. I was so happy because I have been in the car for so long and it got so cold. It's going good. I mean, I'm slowly just trying to get stuff in the place, but I'm doing really good.
So Charlie was diagnosed in November of 19 with a brain tumor. And within days, they put him under the knife for the operation to have it removed. One of the side effects to that was that he had completely compromised both physical and mental abilities immediately after the surgery. He was in a wheelchair for a while. He had to learn how to walk again, had to learn how to do everything else. He was very weak on the left side. He had to go through then about 14 or 15 months of chemotherapy, extensive chemotherapy, which completely had his body as weak as could be imagined. He had no hair, he was very, very weak. He eventually had to be on an NG tube, a feeding tube, for about 9 months. He finished treatments then in early 21 and then began his transition to independence, really with this camp and with this opportunity to kind of spend some time away and not completely dependent upon his parents. This opportunity was very definitely unique. And the fact that it was very affordable, it wasn't anything that was gonna kill your budget. We did not see any other opportunities during that time frame for this similar type of experience for Charlie.
Personally, I like being at this Johnstown Road facility for my daughter and my kids. I don't have a lot to depend on, but I do have this center to depend on. Right now, it's hard during this pandemic, finding a job, finding a babysitter. If the YMCA was not able to stay open during the pandemic, personally, I would probably have to quit my job. She was able to learn her alphabet, say her full name, her birthday at 4. She's very smart. It's a safe place to be here at the YMCA here at Johnstown. It's very safe. It's really like a family base, and I couldn't do half the things that I do now without them being in my life.
The importance of a good relationship between police and community is life or death. Having that good relationship really needs to be steeped in not being biased, not being racist, and having trust and having mutual trust. It's life or death because without that great relationship, Black children in particular will get killed, will be murdered unnecessarily. And so having that relationship really helps bring humanity into community policing. Currently, I serve as a member of the Chief Advisory Panel, and I work with Chief Bryant and Assistant Chief Potts. It's a breath of fresh air, and they are bringing a lot of transformative change to our city. I really am inspired by their work and their ability to talk to all people, to be in spaces with true community members, to bring community members to the table, community members that they know and community members that they don't know. And they're willing to have the hard conversations. They're willing to go the extra mile to really bring humanity into policing.
We started Third Way Cafe about 4 years ago. We, my son Tim, and I focused here in the neighborhood. We started Third Way Cafe as a place, a safe place. We're in a polarized society where folks are either strong left or strong right. We wanted to create a place where people could think about a third way of looking at things. And we chose the Hilltop because we believe that the Hilltop is a resilient community. It has been for years. It's a strong community. It's a community that has a lot of diversity. And so that's the type of environment we want it to be in. The pandemic created a lot of challenges for us as a small coffee shop here on the west side, but I will say the Hilltop was very supportive. One of the things that we did have to do as a business was be creative about our space, especially when there was kind of a shutdown on having anybody inside the business. We took that window of opportunity in partnership with ECDI and the Finance Fund to do some renovation. When you think about a thriving small business, having partners like ECDI and the Finance Fund to come and rally behind you and to be community-centered like they are, it helped us renovate our space so that when we opened back up, we could have ample space for folks to come and enjoy the space in a safe and friendly way. Again, it goes back to kind of the whole community working together, including partnerships that are heavily supported by the city. ECDI and Finance Fund are two of those entities, working together to make a change.
I believe that we're on the right path. They're bringing in a diverse recruit class. They are changing some of the training that's happening with new recruits. They're bringing in new training for current police officers. They're doing a lot of community work. I am cautiously optimistic. The direction that we are going and headed with the changes from the top, hopefully sooner than later, those changes will begin to be felt by the community.
Childcare is so amazing and that we need it. It's something that I need. Again, I'm a single mom. I can only imagine how it is for other people that don't have the support that I may have during the pandemic. Like I said, it was like I could still go to work as a full-time mom and then know my daughter is safe.
If we didn't have this program available, it would have just been a longer duration where he wouldn't have been able to get out there and gain this independence. He's now better physically, getting more active. We've been starting to sign him up for certain activities like family yoga class, taekwondo, but he has transitioned back to independence really when he started school this past fall.
I told them that I wanted to volunteer because they helped me, so I wanted to give back. So they said, anytime. I want to be able to give back something because they didn't have to help me, but they did. So I really feel grateful.
When I think of Columbus, I think of a community that is people-centered, and as it thinks about growing, it doesn't want to lose that people-centeredness. When I think of the Hilltop and I think about change, I don't think we live in a city that's wanting to see unjust gentrification. I think we see a city that wants to rally around a neighborhood to see it reach its full potential, not displace folks in the neighborhood, but come alongside folks and see them thrive.